episode of the Millennial Fuck Up. So I know I have been completely off the grid. I just came back from a trip to Mexico, and leading up to the trip from Mexico, I was extremely busy because I had to make up hours, I had to do this, I had to do that. It was more work related than it was personal, and by the time I finished the work, my personal stuff was kind of pushed back. So I am finally back to my routine, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys because today's topic that I'm going to be talking about is my trip to Mexico. My trip to Mexico relating to my health issues. So, for those of you who do not know, I have a heart murmur, heart palpitations, and so I was born with that. And growing up, I've always felt it, but growing up, it wasn't as frequent as it's happening now. I feel like growing up and into my adulthood, I would feel it, once a month or every other month, but it wouldn't be as frequent as it is today. So on February 16th of 2021, this year, I started feeling my heart palpitations, murmurs become so frequent that it was happening all day, all night. Even as I was trying to go to bed, I would still feel it. When I would wake up, I would feel it. And so that is something that kind of worried me, just because I would always feel it here and there, but not as frequent, and it's still happening now. Even right now it's happening, and so that's why I went to Mexico. And I get a lot of, why are you going to Mexico for your health? Or, I get a lot of, objections of oh, maybe it's stress and something like that. So I'm going to clarify all of that before I get into, details of my health and what we found out in Mexico. So the reason why I choose to go to Mexico for all of my medical necessities is because I have a really big issue with the healthcare system here within the United States. Here within the United States, that this has happened to me personally, and I know this firsthand. I'm not sure about you guys, maybe it's something different, but when I had healthcare, I had to go see my primary doctor, and then from my primary doctor, I had to be referred. So to see my primary doctor, it would take a couple weeks. To get the referral, that would take a couple more weeks. And then by the time that I see the doctor needed for what I'm wanting to be treated for, is that, it's just a consultation. So, his time there's probably 15 minutes, whatever. And then he would be like, okay, well, you have to come back for these studies. You have to get approved with your insurance to do all these studies, like EKGs, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And so for me, it just felt like, I know I'm having heart problems, but I know that it's going to take months or many weeks before I get seen for what I need to. And the last time that I ever treated with a cardiologist here within the United States, the last conversation that we had was that he did an ultrasound on my heart, and he found that possibly my heart was leaking. And so the doctor said, well, you're going to have to wait a couple more months because I'm fully booked. And I remember that he wasn't going to be available until 2 more months. So for me, I told my parents. My parents did not want to risk it because they were like, oh my gosh, my daughter, whatever. And so my parents booked flights immediately. And so we went to go see a cardiologist. And this is one of the best cardiologists in Mexico. Well, in Guadalajara, I'm not sure about other states like Monterrey, Mexico City, and stuff like that. So for me, it was very important to go see my cardiologist when I started having these palpitations and murmurs frequently. Now, some of the, objections or concerns that a lot of people had with me with my heart was that it was stress. I have been having stress for a really long time, that to the point where my hair was falling out, but it wasn't causing my heart to feel anything. Financially, I've had, and just like I've explained to you guys previously in a previous video, video, my growing broke video. That that was back in 2019. Sorry, that's my air fryer. I'm cooking chicken. And so for me, I just felt like if I was financially stressed or why didn't my heart murmurs, palpitations start then if it was serious. And with work, I recently got a promotion. I've been at that promotion since January, and I love that job. I love being so busy and keeping on my toes. And I don't feel like my palpitations started, because if it would have been then, like, it should have started at the beginning where I didn't have the knack for it. And so now that I have the hang of it, I feel like, you know, my palpitations shouldn't be there. I do exercise, but I don't exercise as frequently as I would like and would like to discipline myself. But I know that my eating habits have changed 100%. Ever since living alone, like, you don't want to buy soda. Like, soda doesn't even, like, I feel like with me, since living alone and having to do everything myself, like, I don't want to buy soda, I don't want to buy chips, I don't want to buy extra stuff that I know that is going to be extra money to be tossed somewhere else. And so for me, I don't buy soda. I only have water in my house. And I'll have soda unless someone brings it, but I won't personally buy it. I don't eat meat as much. I don't eat seafood as much. Honestly, I feel like my food is legit, like, you know, mainly vegetables and stuff like that, salads, because I just, like, ever since I started living alone, for some reason, meat just hasn't been, or chicken hasn't been something big in my life. I'm just like, like, I won't even get it at the grocery stores anymore. So, and I don't eat bread. Legit, my diet is salads. You know, I'm very cautious of what I eat. I don't eat soda. So those are some of the things that I think of. A lot of people say maybe it's because you're living alone, and honestly, I have been living alone since August, and I feel like if that was an issue, why didn't my palpitations start in August? So, I just want to explain about my health. I have the results right here. And what the doctor found, because he did ultrasound, EKGs, he did a Holter study. I believe that's a different translation here, but just basically, I had to have a heart monitor for 24 hours. And he found out that at 8 in the morning and at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, that is when my heart tends to not have a high pulse. So it's very in the 40s, and I believe that people's pulses should be in like 120 or something like that. You can completely, you know, help me with that. But yeah, so like, I know on these graphs it shows like the pulsing rate. So like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but like it says 85, 91, 92, and then it drops to 48. And then it drops to 48, so that's when I feel my heart murmurs. And then that happens a lot where it goes to like 150 and then it drops. Like, it's really crazy. My doctor thought that there might be a thyroid problem. And so he did an ultrasound on my thyroid. We did blood testing for glucose, thyroid, so many things. I came out completely fine. My ultrasound came out fine. My EKG came out fine until I had the Holter put on, and that was when he did fine. But one thing that did end up being really high, see, I have all of my blood work right here. He saw that my cholesterol, which is this is in Spanish, so it's very hard for me to say certain Spanish words, but it says triglicéridos, something like that, but it's also the cholesterol, and that is really high. So like, I want to show you guys the results. Gosh, it's really hard trying to show you, but right here, it's like part of like the cholesterol family, and this is like, I don't even know what that is in English, but so my results are 223, and this is the frame that I should be at. So it's between 40 and 150, and I'm at 223. So I have to drop that. Gosh, and I really hope you guys can see that and it's not backwards. But so yeah, and so my cholesterol is really high. That TRI word is really high. So basically, he suggested for me to lower my cholesterol. But everything that is on the cholesterol list to lower your cholesterol is what I basically eat. I did notice that a really good protein that I absolutely love is salmon. So I just feel like I need to incorporate more salmon into my diet. But like right here is another, palpitation. And so my heart went from 103 to 150, dropping to 106. And so this is just, a normality that I have. And so, yeah. I want to see the one where it drops to 40. I have a lot of papers. So like this isn't a big drop, but it's from 73 to 42. And then you can even see it on the graph. Well, you can't really see it, I feel like, on this one. But that's my normality that I'm going through right now. And so oh, see, this one is a really big jump. Okay, so you see this. So if you look at the top, it says 81, 121, and then it drops to 51. See, so, but the doctor suggested that since I am still really young and that he feels like this is normal, so he just recommended for me changing my diet and exercising more. And I've only started working out yesterday, so I can't really give you an update on how I'm feeling. I really haven't been eating as healthy because on Sunday when I came home, I did order a pizza, and I can't eat a full box of pizza on my own in one sitting. So it kind of took me until today to finish pizza. So tomorrow my goal is to go to the grocery store and buy everything that is on the low cholesterol aspect, so that I can incorporate more of that into my diet so I can lower it. But here is the big one that I was telling you guys about, or so right here it's 123 and then it drops to 49. So this one is the biggest one that I wanted to tell you guys about. So yeah, so I'm telling you, I know that there was something wrong, but I really trust my cardiologist. The same thing, it was from 125 to 44, 120 to 53. So I'm very used to 150 to 54, and this graph is really nasty. So yeah, and so that is kind of what has been happening to me lately and recently, and I'm so glad that I went to go check it out. And so I literally went to Mexico just for this study. If not, I wouldn't have gone if I didn't have this health issue. But since I was born with it and it has to be monitored frequently, this is why I went with him. And so also for the next steps, because I still feel it, my family and I decided for me to look at a psychiatrist. So our goal is to go to Mexico in May. And I think in May I'm going to go see a psychiatrist just to figure out, and maybe it's something mental, or maybe I have some feelings backed up. And I feel like I do, because I'm starting to get really emotional, because I really don't like talking about my issues, but I think that's what it is. And so hopefully in May I can go, because I really don't want to go, but my health has to come first. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be solely greatly appreciated. And so I hope to